Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 192 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of September 24th, not 14th, 24th, 2022. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have one fireman, that's TJ Sakosio, two horsemen, that's Tyler and Dean,
Hi.
and
Hello.
returning as our brakeman is Horizon.
Hello.
You weren't here last podcast, right? No, who was here? Oh, Hem was here last podcast.
No, it was him, yeah.
The gap between these is sometimes so long that when I see someone's name in the thumbnails I've already made, I'll go, oh crap, are we breaking the rules? Were they here last time? I forget.
No,
especially when it's a horseman that comes in, because I'm like, okay, were they
Mhm.
volunteering? Were they, Anyway, good to have you back. Good to have everybody back. And before we get on to, I must have missed something because KCS allegedly did something, but I don't have an article for it. We'll get to that in a second. The train will terminate at this station.
We are in San Juan Capistrano on the Pacific Surf Line. Typical service is Pacific Surf Line trains. I don't believe you get anything else besides that beyond the occasional freight train, but it's still a good spot.
Yeah, I just wanted a little change of pace here, which hopefully the change of pace on the podcast will be kind of quick because it's getting into the evening over here on the East Coast for TJ and I, and it's Sunday. Sorry to break everyone's immersion. We are filming not on the date of the podcast. And we have a handful of wrecks. Again, I feel like I missed one. I'm not sure if the link was broken or something else. But I was told that KCS hit a car. Which must have been probably around the 14th, or maybe even as late as the 20th. So I'll be a little bit conservative and say 14th for KCS, so they aren't getting the mantle back right now. But either way, they weren't. BNSF had two wrecks, one on the 16th, which involved a barge, which that doesn't happen often, and a crazy incident that happened on the 20th where a guy got on the train with a knife, attacked the engineer, I believe choked him, said to him, what was the line, you gotta speed this train up or get out of town, or something like that.
Yeah, that was it. Something like that.
Yeah, honestly, literally
that's
just
wild.
just
Yeah, I
robbing
said this
the
before the
train.
podcast, but what year is it?
Yeah.
Get out of town, bud.
It's a science experiment.
People don't rob trains anymore.
It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
Do you think?
This article doesn't have that quote in it, but when I looked at it originally, it was linked to another article which did have that, and now I can't find that second article. But
It's a science experiment?
the engineer jumped off the train, and
Oh.
then the train presumably came to a halt, and the robber, I guess, jumped off the train, and then the police caught him shortly thereafter.
Wait.
He's facing assault charges, but let's be real here. He's probably going to get slapped with more than that. You mess with a railroad,
Probably.
you're hurting.
Grand
Railroaded.
Theft Locomotive.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
GTL.
I'm waiting for that game. Speaking of hurting, I guess actually this one's a little bit more than that. CSX hit a car with five people in it. Four of them
Ouch.
died. One of
Ooh.
them was hurt, and
Oh man.
yeah. Vehicle was going at a high rate of speed and attempted to go around the railroad crossing gate when the train was,
Oh.
kind of.
Don't go around gates,
Yeah.
kids.
I mean that's don't do that. You die.
Don't do the thing.
Darn it, Florida man.
We have a couple articles on Operation Lifesaver too.
Wait, didn't we cover that BNSF train that hit a coal train? But was that it?
That
I
was
could've sworn that we covered
last
that.
week.
The three-train pileup?
I think it was,
No,
yeah.
no, I think he's
Yeah,
talking
that
about. Wait,
was-
are you talking about the one where the anti-climb device
No, no, no,
Didn't
not
work.
that one. Not that one.
It
There was
it
one that was
involved an
marked.
NS and a BNSF, I believe.
Was it actually a
I think
BNSF train, or was it an NS train with BNSF power? Because I looked through the article and it looked like it was all
So,
NS.
I think it was
that's a
both.
good question.
Actually, I'm not
Um,
sure.
Either way,
Because
I
I can't
do
remember off the top of my
have
head.
that.
I recall
I
it
think.
mentioned. I recall it mentioned on the last podcast. So
Yeah, we might have already done it.
Yeah, because that was like on
Yeah.
the 10th. So I think some articles overflowed into
Yeah.
this podcast as sort of details came out about it. Either way, NS had a wreck on the 11th, which I think is the same one. That article just was a day late. Then they had one on the 19th, which don't really know what's going on there, but there's just a roadside video of a wreck. And then on the 21st, they had some cars fall off a bridge, I guess. Right by in Lafayette, Indiana, which I think is where Purdue is. Is it? I don't know. One of the witnesses was a Purdue student, so I just associated the two, but I don't actually know where Purdue is off the top of my head.
Oh man, dude, that bridge is a wreck.
Yeah, no, yeah. Generally, train wrecks don't do nice things to the things they happen next to and or on top of.
Yeah, good point.
And meanwhile, UP hit a cop car that was left on the tracks with a woman inside of it. Somehow she survived.
Oh yeah, that was here.
Yeah. Oh, that was there? I thought that was in Colorado.
It has the Sacramento B on the thing. Where is it? Oh,
No, it wasn't Colorado.
no,
it was
it's-
Colorado.
Palettville.
Still, what the hell?
Platteville rather.
yeah, Colorado.
just a-
Sacramento just happened to report on it. We're good.
Which is weird.
Just a freaking... What the hell?
It was a slow news day in Sacramento. They had
Yeah.
to find something.
It'd find something
Yeah,
in
pretty
Colorado.
much.
Absolutely crazy. I mean,
There's no-
she's lucky to be alive. She has like 9 broken ribs and possibly brain damage.
Yeah.
Not
Was she
great.
from? Was she from Sacramento? Maybe.
It doesn't say that.
I mean,
No, she's from Greeley.
Greeley.
Greeley, Colorado.
Close.
No, it's not.
So why is the California news company reporting on it?
I'm gonna go with what TJ said. It was a slow news day in Sacramento.
Which is
They also could be like
miracle.
a lot of local news is owned by like big conglomerate news companies. So
That's
maybe
true.
if they're owned by the same person and it really was a slow news day, they're like, oh, here's like one of our other papers articles that you can just throw in there because railroads are, hot button right now.
Railroads are hot right now. Oh, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room. It's there. We'll acknowledge it. Don't worry. But that's the Class 1 Medal of Responsibility. Canadian National is still the holder, and KCS got bumped up from an article that I guess I must have missed when I was putting this together, and I just don't know where it is.
Well, we didn't have many articles. I can't believe you missed it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, TJ was here while I went through for like a full hour and compiled this document. I feel like that's I know I'm the one to, I'm one to talk because I'm the guy who makes the thing, but it's like I feel like that's an undersold effort that goes into every one of these podcasts is putting all these news pieces in. I should make like a script to do it on purpose, but I have no idea how to, or automatically I should say. But I have no idea how to do that, so. Anyway. How's everyone been these past couple of weeks?
Tired.
Tired, yeah, I feel that. I had to get up early this morning because today was the last day of my, presumably the last day of my running around chasing down Essex numbers saga. It went a little like this. We decided to put 3025 in the next batch of trading cards, and I went, that stat sheet is kind of incomplete. I should call up Essex and see if they can give me numbers. Well, okay, they have an email on the website. Let me send an email. Some time goes by, like a week or more, and nobody responds to the email, so I call them, and the answer I sort of get was, yeah, we get a lot of emails. I don't know. Here's the mechanical department's extension, phone number extension. You can just call them. And so I called them, and nobody answers the phone. They don't have an answering machine or a voicemail. So it just hangs up on me. And I tried that a couple times, and I tried the front desk, and the guy was trying to be helpful, and there was another person who was not quite as helpful and was just, I feel, trying to get me off the phone. But eventually I talked to a friend of the pod, Chris, and he was just like, just go over there, just go talk to them. Previously in the month I had him go to visit the little river guys, which he was going anyway. But I told him, hey, take a tape measure and measure the overall wheelbase for me, please. So he was like, just go do that. Just show up at the shop and ask around. And so I did that on Saturday.
Just start measuring.
Yeah, just walk in with a slide rule. That's not what a slide rule's for, but
Doesn't matter.
yeah,
Send.
yeah, full send.
Walking with a tape measure, just like
Medium send.
don't elaborate. Just walk out.
If you walk in
Hey.
with a clipboard and a high vis vest,
Yeah, a clipboard is what you need, and
Yeah,
and
no
you
one will
need
question you.
and you need to look like you're looking at something on the clipboard, like, okay, this, and no one messes with you.
yeah,
I don't know why.
because they think you might be FRA and they don't want to have a conversation with that.
Yeah.
Bro.
Make sure you've got like FRA insignias or whatever all plastered over.
No. You just need plausible deniability. You don't want to be. If you start putting FRA stuff on you, then you could get in real trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro tip: don't pretend to be the feds in any circumstances ever. Go watch the
Yeah.
regular car reviews on the Grumman LLV for more details. But no, I got there Saturday probably about noontime, and walked over to the engine house, and nobody was there. Walked up to the engine crew because they were getting ready to depart, and I was just like, "Hey, is anyone in the engine house like that I could talk to?" And they're like, "No, I mean, there was this guy who was here earlier, and they gave me his name, Wayne something or other. He's like the person to talk to after I explained my query. Come back tomorrow morning at 8:30." So I went, okay, and I drove all the way home, which is like an hour and 20 minutes. I drove back in the morning, got up at 7 o'clock, got in the car, and drove out there for 8:30. I get there, and Wayne is not there. I talked to another fella who is getting the steam engine ready. He's doing part of the hostling. He was putting water treatment in when I saw him up on the back of the tender, and I was just like, hey, I'm looking for Wayne. He's like, oh, Wayne's not here today. But I had been given another name. His name was the name was Jay. But I sort of let this guy do his work because I know hustling in the morning is a task. And so I just sort of stood out of the way and waited. Sat down with a clipboard, was just doing my own independent research on SY, see if I could find diagrams, that sort of thing. And an older guy comes up to me. His name is Fred. And he was the fireman that day, and he's like, "Are you applying?" People kept trying to get me to apply the whole time I was there. And I was like, no, I don't have the free time for that. I'm just here trying to collect data for the loco base. To give myself like an air of legitimacy, whenever anyone really asked what I was doing, I would lead with, well, do you know about the loco base? Have you ever heard of steamlocomotive.com? And I usually got a yes. So I was just like, I'm collecting data for them, we're trying to complete the stat sheet, whatever. And then I would say, I make trading cards. Which led me to realize that I need business cards.
Yeah.
I need business cards because I wrote my name.
Yeah.
I wrote my name for Wayne on, I'm pretty sure it was a torn corner of a Dunkin' Donuts napkin that I gave to the diesel engineer that I met when I was there on Saturday. Who was the one who said, yeah, like come back tomorrow at 8. And he tried to help as best he could, but he didn't know anything about the steam engines. He let me in and look around, but that was it. But yeah, he said come back and talk to Wayne. If not, talk to Jay. But I'm talking to Fred, and he's like entertaining my questions. He doesn't really know the answers, but he's doing his best at giving me something and just sort of keeping me around. Then another fella shows up. Meanwhile, they finish getting the locomotive out and cold and on the train, and he sort of Fred ushers Jay over to me. The guy I was talking to earlier, now I know it's Jay. And I was just like, oh yeah, you're the other person that I got the name of. And he's just like, hold on, I'm going to go get Josh. And Josh is this other, younger guy who's just arrived. I talked to him extensively at the Big E previously, but we didn't, recognize each other. I've also, actually, I think he was there at the Shelburne Falls Trolley Museum. He volunteers for the Shelburne Falls Trolley Museum. And I'm pretty sure I've
Oh,
talked to
cool.
him at a Big E before at their booth. But either way, got to chatting with him, and he's like, okay, yeah, and he did everything I could have possibly asked. We got on the engines, we got out the tape measure, we measured stuff, and then we went to the office and pulled out all the diagrams as much as we could. And I took pictures of them for Tyler, but also for myself and for Steve and Wes as backup to the numbers I was getting, because I printed out 3 empty stat sheets to fill in, and I've got 3 full stat sheets now. I've got 30-25, I've got 97, I've got 40. So, what more could you want? I'm glad to say that saga is probably over, but I am realizing, like, okay, I need to make more professional connections in the preservation industry. I need people that I can call up and ask and, like, get me contacts, you know?
Next up, Conway Scenic.
Yeah, no, Conway Scenic, Mount Washington Cog, the 4070 project. I feel like I'd love to get an audience with them. I heard good things about them while I was chit-chatting with the Essex guys. Or sorry, 4070. 470.
Yeah.
We can't keep doing horsemen on location.
Yeah, I know. Well, I just have to keep... at least all that's in New England, but I can't keep sending Chris places, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my Essex saga, and I am glad to say that the second batch of trading cards should be going on sale at the beginning of October, maybe even October 1st, but at the very least at the beginning of October. I'm trying to get all the doubleheaders matches recorded in advance, which means I'm recording 2 tomorrow afternoon, and another one, I think, on Wednesday. So, yeah. This is exciting. It's all coming together, and I want to do some Unrailed with Heiss and the gang as another promotional item, but I haven't pitched that yet. I just want to play Unrailed. But anyway, Dean, what are you talking about?
Okay, so earlier today, TJ and I were playing Red Dead Online.
Oh, okay. I was like, what game? What game were you playing? I forgot Red Dead Online is a thing.
No. Like he and I met up and rode a train.
Nice.
We-
Did you tell
He's
him
like,
to
that
sign
would
it?
be concerning.
Did you tell him to speed up or get out of town?
Yes,
Pretty much, yeah.
Before
Well,
you
yeah.
then threw him off.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's just say we threw him out of town.
yeah. Just
Mhm.
we rode a train. We like drove it like about like halfway across the map, and like almost fell off of a bridge, and then hunted bounties for like the rest of the session.
I feel like if
Nice.
I don't have Red Dead, I feel like if I bought it, I would just buy it to dick around with the trains for like 2 hours and then never play it again.
You would
It's
honestly.
sort of like me with the casino in GTA 5. I pretty much bought that game just to go to the casino, and I haven't reinstalled it on my new computer. Like,
Yeah, the Dean and I were talking about like if they get really desperate for like Red Dead Online DLC, because like they have like sort of like a trade thing going on now. Like you can be like a bounty hunter, you can be like a hunter, you can be this or that. So if they get really desperate, they should do like a railroading one
Yes.
Yes.
where like the trains actually like make you money.
God, that'd be so
yeah,
nice.
Railroads Online.
No.
Not even
Wait,
it doesn't
no.
even have to be like fleshed out. It's just like, okay, drive the train around the map, like, and
3
like,
times.
and your friends can like, and like it like in GTA Online they have these like free play sessions where like you see like it's in like an event on the map and you see everyone in the session sees that you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah. Delivering
Like-
cargo, and you can defend it, you can attack it.
Exactly.
If
Like
you beat your
imagine
ass.
if you could like you could pay like you unlocked upgrades for the train, so like you could put like a Gatling gun on a passenger car or on a flat car.
Ooh.
Like on the back of your train, and like you had to protect it against the like other
The
rival
rest of the
posses and
server,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that
Like, I
sounds
feel like-
pretty
Wow,
dope.
so
That sounds
please.
awesome. Yeah, I was just thinking,
Wow, so
like,
please.
they have the vigilante missions, right? When in older GTAs,
think
if
they
you
do.
like stole a cop car, you'd get cop missions, or if you stole a taxi, you could pick up
Yeah,
fares.
wait-
You know?
I know in GTA 5 you can do the taxi one still, but yeah, I think GTA 3 had the cop one too. If I remember, I played it on iOS, so like don't take my word for it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hey, if
cool.
it runs, it runs.
So I also see that you reinstalled Gmod again.
Oh yeah, so this isn't explicitly train related, but I did have to go through, and for simplicity's sake, I had to unsubscribe to all the train stuff. But I I had like hundreds of add-ons. I might have even had like over 1,000 add-ons from just packs of Gmod train build stuff, which is probably all woefully out of date now. Um, I didn't
That's
even
a
realize
Gmod moment.
I didn't even realize I didn't have Gary's mod installed, but Gloria and I have been watching through Stargate, and Gloria's actually been really getting into it more than I'd expected. And I went, "Oh, I'm going to show
Yes.
you something so cool," and it was the Stargate add-ons that I have for GTA for Gary's mod.
For Gmod,
Um,
yeah.
but of course, I couldn't load into the damn thing because it was trying to update 1,000 add-ons. So I just was like, "Oh my god, here's all the train stuff. All right, let me get rid of all this." Um, but yeah, I did annual, um, my annual playing of Gary's mod. I guess I got that out of the way this year. But I just got to go make a new pimp mobile or something. That'll put that'll put the icing on the cake. I don't have any rail maps though.
That's,
I was trying to figure out how to
Gmod's
seg
the
this to
ones.
Tyler talking about college and streetcars, but I
Oh
just
my God.
I don't know how to
I'm
get
sorry.
there. What?
Breaking news.
Oh no.
Breaking news.
42.
My two college friends, friends of the show, We Got Ice Baseball podcast.
Okay.
They have a baseball show. They're very popular, and they are currently at a baseball game in seats sponsored by Amtrak.
Cool.
Nice.
This is good.
I would. I need to get them to. I need to get us to sponsor them so that we can get the word out about trading cards via a baseball podcast. Because
Yeah,
let's
all
be
the
real.
15-year-old little leaguers love trading cards.
Well, let's be
Yeah.
real here. If you're gonna try to market trading cards to somebody, baseball fans are probably where to start.
That is true.
They're already hooked on baseball cards,
Exactly.
so it's easier to get
Yeah.
them onto
No,
this
that's
second
true.
flavor
That's
of
true.
crack.
So
Or
You know.
just get Amtrak to sponsor us.
that would be.
That's
would be-
true.
If they would, that would be amazing.
Can we wrap an ACS 64 with the incredibly low detail Grand
No,
Central
wait.
Terminal with the two
Look,
locomotives?
no.
pointed at each other?
Look.
It's-
Amtrak, look, Joe, Amtrak, whoever's out there listening to this right now, like, we'll do something special with you. Like, we'll make the Terminus. We'll overhaul the entire profile of the Terminus podcast for you if you sponsor it for one episode.
I might have connections due to past experience. I don't know. I'll have to look.
That's
So
That's
TJ
his-
is a sim
that
for
is-
Amtrak.
interesting.
I mean, I have connections now. I mean,
we're on a first name basis with Joe. Like he's just Joe to us.
with Joe Byron, yeah,
Joe Brandon.
yeah.
Right.
But no, Tyler, how's college been?
It exists.
Yeah, I haven't
And
heard from
Union
you a lot,
Pacific-
which indicates that it's being college.
Union Pacific is currently like taunting me because I do not have a scanner yet, and it's all dark territory out here. But I can hear their horns whenever I go to class, and I'm like, well, fuck.
Were you just
It's
sitting
like-
staring at a yellow signal for like half an hour the other night?
Yeah.
That was like 2 weekends ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember
It's
seeing
like-
like the messages in the chat when I got back to it. And I'm just like, Tyler's doing the thing that we do at the Hoosick Tunnel all the time. Just like,
Yeah.
there's a signal here.
I get the
it's,
feel.
It's not red. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's just
The joys
some
of having a
dark
college.
magic.
The joys of having a college right next to the tracks, sometimes even bifurcating the campus, and you don't have a scanner.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pain.
It's literally 2 blocks away from me. right
We
now.
need the scanner on the
Oh yeah,
And
Pittsburgh
that's
line.
if I
my
literally
college is
like get down out of my dorm, I'm right by the streetcar
yeah.
stop, which streetcars
Yes.
incredibly based.
Have
It's
you
like
tried? Have you tried just using the scanner radio app?
I have, and those nobody has that channel up.
Oh, damn, that's a shame.
Thing? Scanner
It's
radio app.
it's yeah, it's a
That
thing.
thing
It's
seems
not
like
great.
iPod Touch.
What?
It's
Is
not
those
big.
I had that on my iPod Touch.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um. No, but that's it's a cool app, but it's not very useful. Like having an actual scanner is way better. And when I was with O'Gillies and he was here, and we got I got to like experience a good scanner. It was night and day for rail fanning.
Mhm.
It changed the game, and I'm just like, damn, I got to retrofit the wagon to have a inbuilt scanner. That's where I ended up at the end of that week of the trip. I was like, yeah, the antenna got ripped off the wagon, so if I buy one of these train antennas and just screw into the antenna socket,
Mhm.
I think I got a good thing going on right now.
But yeah, so the streetcars just like I keep on seeing these little things. I go into a lounge to watch movies or do karaoke with friends, and these things are just little industrious little fellows going by on the road.
Oh yeah, you have actual trolleys. That's nice.
Yeah, and they connect to light rail.
I'm
It's
not
like
gonna lie.
the best system ever.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
I'm
It's
not
also
gonna
free
lie.
right now.
I saw the background and saw the pyramid for like a split second.
What that map? Yeah, no, Dean. This is not Memphis.
It just looked like the pyramid at in the glance. Like, oh my god, you have one too?
Guess what, Dean? We actually have mountains over here,
Yeah.
not pyramids.
They're really big pyramids. They're made of. Well, I was about to say they're made of
Rock.
rock, but so are the pyramids.
Some say they might have inspired the pyramids.
Don't
Eh,
ruin the joke with
I doubt
logic.
it. Well, you see, the pyramids were built by aliens.
It's true.
God. But yeah, so these things are now my way to get down to the lake and hopefully to a certain musical festival soon-ish.
Nice.
I was going to Coachella.
Oh
I was
no,
about to say, Tyler, you going to Burning Man? Nice.
no Innings Festival. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Transit that worked is always cool. Does anyone want to talk about transit that doesn't work for a second?
Oh,
Here's local news. Would you guys like an update on the Orange Line?
yeah,
Please.
yeah, I think
Sure,
we
but,
deserve that.
It's back.
But just before that, after messing with Snip Tool, this is
Uh-oh.
my college campus.
Okay, where's your dorm?
Oh, this reminds me of freaking yeah. Let's dox him. Let's dox Horizon just straight up.
Fun fact: I don't live on a dorm. I live with my parents and bike.
Nerd.
Yeah, I know.
Biking is good.
I
You
wish
like
I
that?
could. I wish I could have biked from my home to my college. Unfortunately, they were 3 hours away by car.
Yeah. Don't
Uh,
like hills. Don't like motorists. Like
Uh,
at all.
Yeah, that tends to be how biking. That tends to be how cycling goes. But yeah, this
Mm,
reminds
yeah.
me of what is it? The University of Colorado, the one in Fort Collins that Shelby went to, is also bisected by a freight main line.
Mhm.
Yep.
Um,
You get trains at 40 miles an hour through here.
wow.
Is this where the food robot got absolutely murdered by a train?
No,
What?
I think that was in Fort Collins.
never heard
I'm-
this.
I've been looking for that video. O'Gilly showed me that video years ago. The food robot like just rolls up onto the tracks and boom, like 50 miles an hour, it gets like pummeled by a train,
Oh my god.
and I cannot find it anywhere. So please, if comment the link.
Yeah, viewers, if you know,
Oof.
if either of you two knows where that video is, please send it.
If Hemlock, I know you're listening. If you know,
Okay, real quick. So I just want to point out this is Tyler's campus, right? Okay, there's some road infrastructure, but like, look, it almost seems walkable. There's some green space. There's some there's trolley stops. This
there's
this is S tier.
the whole streetcar line. You've got the light rail on the northern edge, I guess, and then you've got the Phoenix main, which does not feel like a main all the way down bottom.
Yeah, they rarely do.
Yeah,
This because
nothing's
they
as good as
kind of
Maine.
abandoned the line west of Phoenix and
Angry
just
sunset
turns
limited noises.
Yeah.
yeah, just turns into dark territory. So angry me noises.
Dank territory.
I I should be able to see some 4-axle power if I ever actually figure out when shit's coming through.
You
Yeah.
should just buy your own and put it on the main line and run it.
Buy your own 4-axle power.
Yeah.
No, I should buy like a little speeder.
Okay, I like this. As much as I like this, Tyler, what's going on with the bike lane, man?
Oh,
I mean, like
why do you care about the bike lane? Because like everything
you,
inside of
you
if
think
you
that
see the yellow kind of box with the corner at Gamage, like everything
damage?
inside of there is basically just
Oh, Gamage.
biker walking. There is like almost
What
no
is
roads in there.
what is damage?
Gamage
The
is
gamage.
the thing at the bottom left.
The thing that
ASU
looks like an
Gamage.
apex?
Yeah.
It is our feeder.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
talking
like
about no. I'm talking about the picture with the streetcar in it.
Oh yeah, that.
That's pretty booty, dude.
No, don't question Apache Boulevard.
I mean, that's a little bit
Funky
rough,
Monkey.
but I guess I get it. At least
I mean,
there's
like,
some
come
sort
on.
of At least there's some sort of
You-
divider for some of it.
I want to hit that apex, man. I'm gonna
Low-
cream the biker if I drive on that.
Low
Like, you know what I'm saying?
curves
Look
to
at that. Take the
direct
inside
the
of that
grill.
corner.
Let
Low
me
curves to
see if
direct
I can find
bikers.
the stupid stations on. Okay, here we go. Copy image. You think that's bad? Here is Mill Ave. If it'll load in,
Oh boy.
you're gonna see that the bike lane actually swerves in past the station.
Is that it on the other side of the grate? Or on the other side of the fence there?
Yeah,
That's... Why does it look like it just crashes into the side of the building?
it doesn't though.
I don't like this.
It does.
It's great.
We're at time for this, but I will fill everyone in on the local news.
Yeah.
Which is that the Orange Line is back, and it's better than ever. But that is a very low bar. It's delayed to ever-loving hell because they're slow-ordered everywhere while they just sort of make sure all the repairs were okay. They've had to take They were running all new trains for
Oh no.
for like a day.
Oh.
And then they had to pull at least one of them out of service because the doors were stuck open.
That's like one of the main issues that like the doors opening and closing, like they couldn't. That's like the fundamental part. Why did they design that so badly?
I
Mhm.
don't
I
know.
think they keep getting taken out of service for that.
They do.
Didn't they also send the old ones off for?
They've
cut.
started to scrap the oldest and worst of the old ones. Not all of them. I think they've sent out like 4 or 5 cars at this point, but they're starting to get rid of the old fleet. Which
Are they sending any up to
Don't know.
up to the trolley museum,
don't
Seashore or
know.
whatever?
Yeah,
Um,
where's
I hope so.
kind of hope so. Yeah,
The
but
one-
I don't know. I haven't seen
I
anything
mean-
that says for certain one way or the other.
Well, because they have MBTA stuff already. I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
anyone's gonna get some,
They've got MBTA stuff for days.
They'll
it's
probably
seashore?
get
It's literally
some.
the black hole.
But they said, goodbye to the first set of old cars. So
sad.
And hell, if they don't send it directly to Seashore, Seashore's probably going to pick it up from the scrapyard.
yeah, well, they're probably waiting for some of the, not the oldest of the old and worst of the worst cars, so that they can have something that's at least
Yeah.
moderately functional. They want
Stuff they won't have to put oodles amounts
Yeah.
of money into.
just one oodle,
Yeah.
but that's Seashore. Seashore is such a collection. I'd like to get back there at some point as well. It's been a little while.
I'd
Um,
like to acquire some stuff from there.
You should come and visit it. And
Yeah.
main 2-foot, Tyler. It's what the people want.
Yes.
Temptations are strong.
Anyway, All right, so that means it's time
With
for.
what I
Look at whatever.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
So who's
Yeah,
doing what?
this is gonna be a disaster.
Hmm.
We have the LB and SC E2, which that's Thomas, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
that's
Oh,
Thomas.
for God's sake. Thomas
Oh,
versus an
Oh
S100.
no,
Thomas
Thomas
is
is
a
in this,
Rosie.
so I guess I'm obligated to.
To be Thomas? Oh, yeah,
I
I guess. I see where you're coming from there.
I suppose I
like,
shall have to take the S100 then.
Okay, enjoy winning.
you know what? Let's do it. I'll lose.
All right,
This
can,
is-
Wait,
can we get some
which
pictures
one
of
am
these
I?
two? The LB
Let
and
me find one.
SCE2.
Oh, I thought I was gonna.
Throw
Man,
some
I
up
thought I
for
was gonna be like the Strasbourg Thomas. Come on.
No,
No.
this is the actual, like, the real life
It
Thomas.
is Z.
You're a funny
Damn.
guy.
Damn.
Shunting
Well-
trucks and hauling freight.
It is the definitive article.
Yeah. I would say it's a really useful engine, but it's not.
But it's
It's not.
it's actually
And
hot
hey,
garbage.
I managed to find one also in Southern.
What?
Oh,
This
for
thing.
God's sake.
on the sack. Oh wait,
All right,
also.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that negates
I-
a good number of the S100 advantages, but that's okay. It's
I-
a slightly more even playing field.
Anyone else wanna
Well-
hop in here?
The Southern. Oh, God.
I will let you suffer alone, TJ.
TJ's the only regular cast member I could get on today. This is gonna be the last time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Going
is
back
gonna
on
be
strike.
This is gonna be like the season 1 of the podcast when I left because my mom got stuck in a hot air balloon.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Yeah, that's why if you guys don't remember, old heads of the Terminus won't remember. I was one of the original hosts,
Yeah.
and then my mom got stuck in a hot air balloon, and I had to go away for a long time and find my mom, and so Jader took my spot as a.
Oh, okay,
that's-
yeah.
That is true. That's what happened. I remember that, word for word.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway, all right. So
Sports fans.
we have this thing versus this thing. So that TJ suffers a little bit less. I'm gonna say TJ, you can go first.
yeah,
yeah.
let him go first.
Alrighty. Wait, what class?
Class E2.
Not the Barcelona? Wait,
No.
E2?
E2.
Yes, Echo
E2
2.
and
Yeah.
E2X.
Oh,
I think
okay. There's more than
The
just
X, yeah, the
Terrier,
E2 and
not the
E2X.
Terrier.
Not the Terrier.
No,
Not
not the Terrier.
E2. Where's E2X? Oh, I only see E2. Okay.
Just E2.
The,
Well,
di-
Mr. B2.
the differences between the two is like extended water tanks. You're fine.
All right.
Yeah.
E2 is good. E2 is fine.
Technically, though, I think you should be an E2X.
Okay, well there is no
column for
E2X.
E2X.
It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, well,
Well, TJ,
suffer.
what do you? Oh boy,
Ellis Tomelio's power computation.
that's
Oh, boy,
that's
here
a
we go.
weight computation, and it's one for both of you.
Well, fine. Whatever.
That's a tie. All right. All right.
Ocean Man.
Number and class.
For God's sake.
I feel like you know everything about this.
What, the E2?
Yeah.
I know some.
That's okay. What is the question?
Number and class.
10.
353.
Okay. Yeah.
Ocean
Well,
Man.
see, the thing is that
That was the army.
you can look at the two of them and learn some things, and also just knowing that Thomas was IRL just a straight up garbage locomotive.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? What do I call first? Minimum weight of rail.
TJ.
65.
56.
What? How? What? How?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sure.
Army.
But that
The
doesn't
Army
mean
engine is so stubby and is designed to be more utilitarian, so it has less,
Okay, but
If I remember correctly, it was designed by an SP guy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
that clears it up.
yeah, driver wheelbase.
Uh,
Gary.
no,
Does it
I don't
not
don't
have?
got it.
you
Don't
don't
got it.
have it.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh no, sure you don't.
What do you mean?
Hmm.
Sure, I don't. I don't have driver wheelbase, engine wheelbase, ratio, overall, axle loading. I don't have that. That's all. That's a block for me.
Huh.
I have
Oxaloading, I get.
I
What
have
the?
everything
Axle
else.
loading I get, but the wheelbases? Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, number belt then.
Uh, 10.
353.
Okay.
Okay, what was? So we wanted driver wheelbase, right?
Yes.
It would be 16 feet.
Okay. So if we're doing driver wheelbase still, 10.
What the heck?
What?
Yeah, this
Okay,
thing
well,
had a 10-foot
I
wheelbase.
see that. It's TJ's kind of stretched out over here. It's a little weird.
Yeah, this thing is small on its feet and light on its feet. Uh, Tender water capacity.
1308 gallons.
Really? 1,200.
Oh my
TJ
God,
got W.
TJ, you won.
Ugh. That's the only one.
It's one for maybe. It's
Yeah.
1 to 4. This is hilarious.
Jesus Christ. I know which one I'm not asking.
I
There's
think I
some-
know what you're asking.
there's-
What you're thinking of.
Here's the thing. I'm looking at the stat sheet, and there are multiple things that he could be Jesus Christing over. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
hey, new surfliner coming in
What?
on Capistrano.
Tender fuel capacity. We'll see. I think this is really bad, but we'll see.
1.3.
Oh, let's go 1.5.
Mhm.
Yeah.
all right.
Those bunker boards.
Uh, is hmm. Boiler pressure
211.
170.
Ouch.
Yep.
All right. Well, the ball goes back to the S100.
Yep, there it goes.
Tractive effort.
That was it. Oh, 16 or 19,668.
21,701.
Oh yeah, that TJ, you're a goner. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
sorry,
there's a
little
few
one.
really obvious ones for the.
Yep.
Let's see. What else? Called that.
I think this is a setup.
No, really?
I don't remember who suggested this in the first place.
It was me.
It was you?
For the E2 versus the S100?
No, like who put it
Yeah.
on the list?
Oh, I don't know then.
Yeah, no, I don't remember where this came from.
Total engine and tender weight.
Well, obviously, I'm going to lose that one. 116,480 pounds.
100,650.
It's so. This is. I'm sorry. The S100 is like peak tank engine, and I hate.
Yes.
I hate that it's just out here murdering things. I mean, it deserves it, but
Yeah. It's taking a knife to everything. Oh, and by the way, engine weight and weight on drivers.
which are all the same as what you just said.
Yeah, those are all the same. That's two
Because
extra
you
points.
just. All right,
Okay.
there are now 11 points on the board. It's 2
Yeah.
to 9.
Can we go to style points yet or
No.
No.
No, we
Can
have to wait
this-
until 20, honey.
Can this
High
honey,
pressure
I'm-
cylinders.
I'm going to leave if you say that again.
Yeah.
Don't condescend to me. I'm getting triggered now.
Yeah, high pressure cylinders.
17.5 by 24.
Amazing. 16.5 by 24.
Oh my god, TJ, you get another point.
Let's go.
Alright, now what?
You're asking the wrong person.
Well,
Well, there are some. You've surprised me with a few.
yeah, exactly 3.
Combined heating surface,
Okay.
Combined heating surface, 876.
1100.
Oh wow. Okay.
Evaporative heating surface,
Also 876.
also 1100.
That's 5 to 9 now.
Grade area,
19.4.
damn, 17.35.
Aw. 10 to
Yeah,
5.
so your firebox is what's doing it. Gotcha. Tubes.
200, 1.75.
152 inch.
Okay, TJ wins. It's 6 to 10.
Tube length, tube
Flue
length,
tube length, 10.
10.92.
You get a lot of
Hmm.
10s over there, Horizon.
Yes, I do. There's one in the
Firebox.
name as well.
Firebox area,
86.
97.
Oh wow.
There you
Okay, it's 8 to 10.
Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder
That
volume,
was a mistake.
147.47.
164.64.
I lied. Nice job, TJ. Alright, it's 9 to 10. You're 1 behind him.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I just used it all up.
Well, you need one more.
Power MT,
Power MT,
Oh,
274.35.
206.12.
Okay, and
Yep.
it's
That's
9
it.
to 11.
That's
TJ,
all, folks.
I would have gone. I don't know what they are, but I would have gone for just local base ID if it looks good. Just like
It's not
let's
good.
throw something out there. All right, never
It's
mind.
not good.
Yeah. I believe now it's host choice.
No, I
Mr.
mean
Mark?
you can go to style points if you want to. You're in control here.
Ah. Oh, I'm in control. Oh,
yeah, because you
fun.
just won.
Let's see then. Local base.
20,176.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Ow, that hurts for you. 1297.
I didn't know it went that high.
Yeah, me either.
Wow.
It goes up to 21,000.
Oh, of course it does. They,
So
they
he's
sure
up near
are
the
an
top.
industrious pair, Steve and Wes.
That one's like,
Okay.
all of them are like half that.
Yeah.
That's the only one. They just like recently added that one or
They
something.
were like, oh, we forgot Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, like what?
Jeez.
Someone was definitely like, "Oh, you guys have all these engines, but you don't have Thomas."
Yeah.
See, I respect Stephen West for putting in the worst last.
Worst.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry.
Uh,
I'm still waiting for East to compile the stat sheets on Hurricane and Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
That
Year
means
built.
It's probably just gonna annoy me too.
Year built.
Yep.
1913.
1942.
You
Wow.
seriously didn't call that earlier?
The wartime engine
No,
was built
because-
during the war. Oh my god, who could have seen that?
Oh my god. What is it now? 13 to 9?
Yes.
Okay. Let's make it 14 to 9 then. Builder.
How are we gonna judge this?
Oh God,
It's
I
Because
awaken.
Before I even answer, I'm just gonna ask how we're gonna judge
Well,
this
I
because
mean,
I'm sure
I'll tell
everybody
you-
already knows.
I'll tell you what. You're not going to win.
No,
he's
you
not
won't.
gonna win.
because I have 3 builders: Davenport Bessler, HK Porter, and Vulcan.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
Okay.
Brighton.
Versus.
Brighton.
Yeah.
Oi,
Sorry,
bruv,
Brighton.
we built a fucking locomotive, bruv.
I just think of
That's
the nanny.
Yeah.
Wait.
This goes to
Like from-
America.
Like the New Jersey lady?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. 'cause
say,
one of the
God,
kids
you
in the
see.
show was Brighton.
Oh.
Nice.
The only
Alright,
thing I remember about that
let's,
show is leaving it on at night.
Yeah.
I think we can move on to style points
Okay,
at
we'll
this
go
point.
to host choice, I guess. What the hell can I ask? TJ, I want to save you. I want to help you a little bit, but I don't know how. You're both 060 tank engines, and like,
I know how to help Horizon.
yeah, literally call any stat.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with power L1. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Power L1, what is 4,175?
3,630.
Yeah, I
I
was
thought
gonna tell you
I
that
thought
wasn't gonna work.
the heavier axle loading would have hurt him in the power MT more. Oh well. Uh, well.
What about?
Dean,
I wonder what. Hey guys, I wonder what same as above, but substitute firebox area for grade area. I wonder what would happen, or
Your belt.
anything related. Anything related. We already did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything related to the firebox. I wonder what, dude, bro, what would happen? I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder.
Did y'all already do Robert Lamsina? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Shoot.
You know, hmm.
there are not too many left.
Yeah. Save them fine.
To be fair, who do I really want to help at this point?
Neither.
None of us.
Neither of them.
Did y'all do tubes already?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Damn.
Actually, TJ, you said you wanted same as above plus, but substitute firebox for great.
Yeah.
You know what?
Let's see what
I will
happens.
play your game of hubris.
Let's roll the dice.
Roll the
Alright, then.
dice.
18,146.
Bruh, come on. 16,490.
Well, there was an attempt.
Yeah, guess what? Guess what? He has a higher boiler pressure. You weren't gonna win that either way.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Did y'all do factor of adhesion already?
No, we did not.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do it.
Okay, 4.64.
Not great.
5.92.
That's
Oh.
so much worse.
Oh.
That's yeah. Ouch. That's a
This
lot of
thing
damage.
sucked.
That just
Yeah, it
means
does.
it's just very slippy, right?
Yeah, probably.
That's why Thomas spins his wheels so much in the show.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
real it's prototypical, guys.
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah,
All right, let's
totally
look at these two
different.
locomotives and see how they stack up in the style points. I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, multiple continents.
I can think of like 3.
Can we just vote?
Yeah. Well, let's
We just
let's look at these specific examples. Where did what is this S100's legacy?
What? Southern 65?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me
That looks
look
like
it up.
preservation.
This is a
Yes.
legacy.
preserve.
It definitely.
The
I mean, it
plenty of seas
lives.
and guarded.
It,
We never
it's
get to see.
alive.
Do any of the? Well, obviously, I doubt Southern
No, they don't.
2109 lived.
It's under the
No.
watchful eye of that old man hanging out of the cab.
None of
of
the
them.
E2s lived.
Oh, okay, rest in peace, E2s.
Yeah, L.
So-
The E2 has a ram's bottom safety valve. I think it is. It's
Is that a
I
good
think
thing?
that's right. It's a type of safety valve where it would have levers going into the cab, and like you could actuate them to prevent them from sticking in their seats. But I
Okay.
think that's what that is. That bar going into the cab could just be for the whistle.
That's still neat. TJ also has a clock handle.
Yeah.
I was Thomas.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, you both have the same names.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I want to see. E2 as Thomas, and then BEDT 12 as Thomas or 15 as Thomas, and it's like, who are you? I'm you, but stronger.
Oh, speaking of Thomas,
Oh no.
the S100 was in Thomas as well.
Yes,
Oh,
Rosie.
freaking
Rosie.
was.
Rosie Weird. the E2 has a trains model, as well as railworks, and an actual model. Several,
And I
actually.
think the S100 has all of those as well.
S100 is the trains model?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I buy it.
it's like old as balls, but
Yeah, the
Yeah,
S100 is
I
pretty
found a River
famous.
Rossi S100.
Yeah,
yeah.
train simulator, and models.
Nobody
Yeah.
decided to dunk
Yep.
on the E2 by asking Valve Gear, huh?
Nah, I
No,
didn't want to be absolutely mean.
I completely forgot about that. Honestly,
Just saying.
Too low hanging fruit there, buddy.
Um,
so
I'm just
how long did the S100s work again?
there's no contest here.
Let me check.
Because I
Like,
think that the E2 has a beat.
well, the thing
It's
is,
well. Here's the thing.
the
Here we are. Here we are.
S100s and clones probably lasted a lot longer because you have to consider that some of them went to the Eastern Bloc countries.
Well, here we are.
Yeah, I guess so.
On the local base page, a further 90 clones were delivered from the Juro Jadkovic works at Slavonski Brod in Croatia between 1951 and 1961.
And two of those managed to end up at a aquarium near Niagara
Canada.
Falls.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
these
then we
things
don't know
ran
what the
until
hell
like
happened to them.
these things
This
ran
would-
until like the late 60s, and the E2s were gone by 1963.
Yeah, but
But the E2s would have had a
considering
longer service life overall.
yeah,
Yeah, okay,
like
that's what he's
19, I
getting
think,
at.
yeah, like 1913, like 1963 is what I'm thinking it was.
Oh.
Like about a 50-year service life. That's long, especially for such
And
a
it was
crap
never
locomotive.
intended to be that long because, well, the
Because
Southern
It was
was
supposed to
busy.
be like a stopgap.
Yeah, they were putting down the dang rails instead of putting up the dang wires.
Actually, here's a fun thing about locomotive lifespans that I learned today. The 3025 is the youngest piece of rolling stock on the Valley Railroad property.
Yes, because he was
That's
made in
about
like
right.
what, the 80s.
Yeah, and
Oh, look at that.
and
Metro
like
Link
it
is in
makes
San Juan.
sense, like obviously, but like it's funny it's weird to think that like this is younger than even all the coaches and stuff. It's the youngest thing there. Um. All right, I'm gonna call it here because there's no coming back from this. It's 13 to
He's
Yeah.
already
19.
dead. He's already dead.
Yeah. Thomas is dead. We killed him.
It's like
Thomas is
I
dead.
could also
Long live
say
Thomas.
it's like I could say designed in a week. So
Yeah.
Was it?
yeah, literally designed in a week
Part of me
by
kind
Oh,
of
one guy.
wants to vote for the S1 or for the E2 because it is kind of a cute engine, but
Yeah, it
USA
is neat.
USA. So I'm voting for the S100.
Right,
Wait, is that a feed water heater on the side? I can't tell.
I don't
On
care.
what, the
I
E2?
don't care.
Yeah.
No, that's a Westinghouse pump.
Yeah, it's an air pump.
Huh. Oh, okay.
TJ's done.
For some
Yeah.
reason, I thought that it was feed water.
Okay. Votes from the other two.
E2.
Dean, that's very un-American of you.
Yeah, Dean
Hmm.
is.
He's a commie, man.
Yeah.
He is a communist.
I have
He's
my
voting-
biases.
He's
to the
voting,
gulag.
he's voting for socialist Britain.
Look. Honestly, I just really like Rams bottoms. They're just really neat.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tyler,
You
who
like
do you
the-
vote for?
Over hills, over dales.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. I actually have a framed picture of an S100 in my room with me standing next to it.
Is
That
it
was high. That
is it
well,
Granite Rock
where the
10?
hell did that one go?
Wow, how'd you guess?
And it's like the
I've
only
seen-
significant surviving example in the United States at this
It's
time.
also in
Mhm.
California.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's at the museum.
Yep. I've seen it.
They were shifting some things around in the back shops, I think.
Okay, so what do
It was
we want to
quite
talk
cool.
about first?
Uh,
I feel like
we should
Speaking
save-
of California,
I feel
we should
like
save We should save the elephant in the room for last.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I don't feel
Yeah.
like we can talk about this like now. We have to talk about it later. So yeah, Horizon. If you want to talk about like fun stuff like Stadler and the California High Speed Rail and stuff like that, that's absolutely go for it.
Sure. 1 sec. I'm gonna go grab a glass of water.
Oh well, I guess we'll talk about something else instead. Dean,
Yeah.
what going on with Saluda? Why did you take this as a
So-
discussion topic?
because it was one that I could remotely relate to. But Saluda
Dean's
Gray
just like-
is.
Dean's just like Saluda for real.
I mean, I am a do like Saluda, but yeah, this is an older. Look, this is an older article, but some nonprofits are looking to convert the Saluda Gray to a trail, which they'll need to get a permission from NS to do because they still because they still own the right of way.
Yeah, I was gonna say Saluda isn't technically abandoned, is it? It's just closed. It's like
Yeah,
Tennessee
yeah.
Pass. And similar
Yeah.
to Tennessee Pass, it has like doom hills. You know, when you have to have a runaway escape ramp for your train, that's kind of
that's
damning.
saying something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like Saluda as much as the next guy, but frankly, if that's what the people want, what else are you gonna do with it?
Make it
No,
too-
man. Look. When we nationalize the network,
Yeah.
we're gonna need. There's gonna be a boom in rail traffic, and we're gonna need everything we can get.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need Saluda. There's no
Yeah,
other way around,
totally.
guys.
We're gonna need
Consider-
a 5.9%
Yeah.
grade.
We're
Consider
gonna,
the
no-
following: just turn into an
6% death percent.
I would make the obvious joke here, but Hemlock hates when I say those two words back to back.
electrify.
No, not that one. That's good.
Rail trail.
Come
No,
on.
never mind. Forget it.
Support the current thing.
I support the current thing.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like Saluda's cool and all, but you can go like 10 miles
Any
to
other
the
way.
east and get over the same ridge just fine, And there's some like weird spiral tunnel switchback shenaniganry going on, but you can still do it. Like if for whatever reason you need to move a zillion carloads from Asheville to Spartanburg, there's a way around. You just need to add like one leg of a diamond.
Well, those are the next two boom towns in this country. So
Oh, absolutely. Well, Google's going to set up in Asheville.
and then Amazon and the other one.
Yeah, and then they're going to start a war with each other.
And send armored trains down
Yeah,
Saluda.
they're
Yeah,
gonna-
Saluda
they're
will
gonna
become
start-
the battleground.
They're going to start a war, but also ship freight seamlessly between one another.
Yeah,
On
well,
Saluda
the
Grade.
freight is all going to be contaminated with anthrax.
No, it's going to be that a one TF2 film where it's just like one company just like sends like a burning runaway train
End of the line.
Yeah,
yeah, just that.
we need
An
to.
orphanage, a kitten home, and an orphan kitten home, I believe.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what it needs to be. They just have one boxcar on Saluda, and the towns each try to get it to go to the other town. They just push it back and forth.
Yeah.
Payload race Saluda.
God, that'd be
Yeah.
so great.
Well, no, they destroy the two towns at the end of the line, and then they put one town in the lowest point, and then they send cars like and then they like send cars back and forth like momentum.
I mean, that would work if Saluda was like a valley.
It's
Yeah,
uphill
but-
both ways, man.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
Uphill both ways.
In the snow.
I don't know. Saluda
Yeah.
is one of those things
Uphill
where, like,
both ways. In
I
the
guess
snow with a motor.
I guess I never got the hype. Like, is it just a Southern Rail fan thing to love Saluda, or
I
don't
one
know.
yes. Two, it is like it was the steepest, well, sort of steepest rail grade like in North
I
America.
thought that was
That
Glacier
like
Gulch.
was a comp. Like the only, I think that the only stretch that's steeper is in like Indiana.
well,
I can't remember off
if
the top of my head,
you're
but it's like a-
excluding tourist lines and
Not
crazy stuff like
Washington.
Cass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it is neat. I'll give it that. It is something special. Um,
Okay, but if you want more special, Alpine Tunnel.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. It's just there was like a big discussion in the group over Saluda and the trail possibilities, and it's just like I mean, one, this probably isn't going to happen anyway, because I don't think NS is going to get rid of it. If NS wanted to get rid of it, they would have done it already. It seems to me, you know,
Yeah.
if they could get rid of it, you know, it just it just gives me the like Tennessee Pass vibes of like they don't want to own this, they hate owning this. Uh, they don't use it. So why do they still have it? And the answer is probably because the government says you have to keep it.
Yeah.
Just in case of, I don't know. Yeah.
War were
Yeah,
declared.
war were declared, and once again, yeah, you need to ship a bazillion goods from Asheville to Spartanburg.
Also, it's in such a state of disrepair that like they don't that they probably don't want people like going up it and then having something fall on them because
Well, I mean,
right.
that goes with
Biggest
like,
That would
concern,
be clear.
biggest concern of rail companies, things falling on them.
yeah.
Hmm.
In seriousness, I don't think they. I mean, they probably care about trespassers like getting injured and then suing the railroad. But that's why no trespassing signs exist. And if they were to trail it, then it wouldn't be their problem anymore. You know, uh, yeah. This doesn't strike me as something that's going to happen. I mean, if it does, then it does. Prove me wrong. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm like. I don't have much love lost for Saluda. It's not doing anything. It's not like. It's not like Tennessee Pass, where it's a shortcut that could be realized. You know. At least it doesn't seem to me to be. Maybe it could be if you were to realign the traffic flows in a certain way. But if that comes to pass, Salute is still probably going to be there. But yeah, I don't know.
Until the end.
So all right, now you can
Time.
talk about California.
Yes. Now that I'm back, sorry about that.
No shame on you. You're going to go like.
Okay. Uh, 3 big news happening. Well, big. First off, high-speed rail. It
Good.
continues to move along at a faster pace than I've seen it move along, which is good. So,
Beast.
I mean, yeah.
I need
Any
to
speed
stop
is
having
faster
to-
than no speed. Turns out.
Yes.
So like what?
There
What's,
we are.
what are
Open
the
them.
specifics here? What are they doing?
I'm sorry about that. Trying to open the link while also using push to talk. It's not fun. It just
Oh.
makes all the Z's.
It's
That's what happens when you have to use your keyboard. But yeah, they approved constructions of the lines actually going into Bakersfield and Merced,
okay.
which is good. Because prior to this, they didn't. And the lines just sort of ended out of town.
Oh hey, we're back at Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it useful when your rail station is, over there?
Yeah. Yeah, the new lines are stretching about 50 miles all told, and these will actually get them into the cities of Merced and Bakersfield to connect with important things, like the Greyhound bus over the Tehachapies, or the newly extended ACE service. Well, wanting to be extended ACE service.
Real quick,
Which is-
what counts as getting in? So is like the routing approved? Is property acquired? Or is it just like an environmental study that was passed?
Approves construction of lines, which at this point I believe is the environmental review's done. The board has said, okay, you're good to go. Start acquiring property. And that's
Okay.
going to be the difficult and expensive part.
Remember, guys, this is considered an interurban under the laws of Texas. So
Yeah,
I'm not
this,
mean.
this is an interurban.
I mean, technically, aren't all railroads interurbans? I feel like if you're not doing that, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. But
I feel like if you're not
they're
doing
gonna,
that, you have created the New York to Chicago airline.
yeah, nowhere to nowhere in 6 hours.
From urban to why we don't have track.
Yeah. But yeah, Altamont Corridor Express moving to Turlock, which uh it's eventually going to connect up to Merced and provide essentially an alternate path to San Jose and the Bay Area
Okay.
through some of the closer towns to the Bay Area that are currently used as commuter cities. You know, stuff like Fremont or something.
Hmm.
Of course, that's still going to take a little bit, but, you know, it's better than nothing.
It's progress. Soon TM.
Yeah, soon TM. And then, the most recent one from 3 days ago, Stadler and Hydrogen.
This is kind of, I
Oh,
think,
no.
the hot button issue that we should be talking about.
Yes.
This is
Because-
obviously the elephant in the room.
Yes, this is definitely
This
it.
is
We
the
have
elephant.
40
We're
articles
like-
on the hydrogen train.
Yeah. But yeah. Caltrans, or the California Department of Transportation, has announced a contract with Stadler for a hydrogen-powered 4-car flirt train set with
Stadler
one
name,
on
I love
order.
that.
It was. Hang on, I'm gonna look up what the actual name of the flirt is.
No, oh yeah, that's right. No, that's 100% a backronym. I swear to God, they're just like,
Here it is. Stadler Flirt. Fast, light, intercity, and regional train.
yeah, no, they just
It
decided
totally
they
is.
wanted to call something a flirt, and they came up with an acronym to support it. I hate it.
Yep.
I mean, it's terrible. I don't.
That's the German. That's the Swiss for you.
Uh,
But yeah, this is going to be a 4-car hydrogen-fueled train set to be used on service between Sacramento and Merced to connect with the high-speed rail once the San Joaquin service is, you know, essentially bifurcated. Because once the high-speed rail comes in, there's not going to be a need for the whole San Joaquin service, so they can cut it back and save some equipment. And it can be cleaner by using this hydrogen stuff. Because you can't put up the wires because, oh, look at that, it's Union Pacific and BNSF all the way through. For now.
in fairness, while
Mhm.
while putting up the dang wires is like the end all be all, I feel like hydrogen is a better stopgap than a battery train. I mean, we sort of talked about this.
Oh, it's 100 times better. Like, on the scale of ideal to not ideal, it goes wires, third rail, hydrogen, diesel, battery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hydrogen is
And-
extremely based.
Let's be
Shouldn't.
real here. I mean, just to
I mean,
give
I would say
everything.
biofuel goes above.
Oh yeah,
battery.
I mean, what is it? A French fry oil is in there somewhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I put that with
2960.
I put that with hydrogen. Hydrogen alternative fuels are just like one big
Yeah.
bundle.
Return
hydrogen is-
steam.
Hydrogen is
Hydrogen and regeneratives.
hydrogen is very non-polluting. Yeah, I mean, having a battery locomotive in a consist of non-battery locomotives, like in a consist of diesels, even or a consist of hydrogen, large freight locomotives. It has its place. You want to be able to store your, in lieu of wires, you want to be able to store
Yeah.
your,
Dynamic braking.
yeah, your dynamic braking energy, so you can use it again.
Well,
Otherwise, you're
it'd just be too expensive to raise the height of the wires a little bit more than they originally
Yeah.
designed for.
yeah.
Just because you want to run your double stacks.
Yeah, but
Well, I see, Pan Am wouldn't have that
In-
problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in lieu of actually putting up the
RIP.
wires, the Stadler Flirt. Here's what I think is going to happen.
Never say that again.
That's what it's called. This is why it's
Yeah, it's-
terrible.
Yeah. But here's what's
Hey, baby, you
going
wanna ride
to
the flirt?
eventually happen. There's going to be the high-speed rail that goes from Bakersfield to Merced. So you're going to get these Well, they have a contract for what is it? It says here somewhere. Here we are.
29.
Up to 29, but have confirmed 4 by 2027, with options for 25 more.
I like this under a memorandum of understanding.
Well, yeah, that's what a contract is called nowadays.
What? Yeah.
That just sounds like the politically correct version of contract.
No,
Yes,
that sounds
it
like
is.
no. That sounds like the thing that you sign that isn't a contract, so that you don't have to sign a contract.
Yeah, so it's not called a
Yeah.
contract, therefore it's not legally binding.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say this
yeah.
is the non-legally binding and this is what they say to their constituency when it fails. They say,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, we
Oh,
didn't sign we didn't sign a contract.
we just
Yeah.
signed a
weren't ob-
memorandum of understanding.
yeah, we weren't obligated to get 29 zero emissions free trains. Come on, guys."
Yeah. But yeah, they plan on making all passenger rail 100% emission free by 2035. Direct emissions, well, that's a can of worms. And these will assist with that because these are going to be taking over the remains of the San Joaquins when the high speed rail comes in with its actual wires.
Yay, wires.
And yes, wires. And eventually there's plans to extend the high speed rail up to Sacramento, and that'll allow these things to go wherever else, maybe on the Capitol Corridor, maybe linking up with the Stadler Kisses that Caltrain has ordered.
What? Why do they do this?
See,
Why?
see what I'm saying?
I didn't
Yeah,
know that there was a kisses. Is this the whole thing? Are they just
Yes,
horny over
that's
there?
how
What the
they
hell?
name their train sets.
All
Actually,
of
it's not a
them?
Yes.
it's not a kisses, it's a kiss. Let me get the list of multiple unit train sets made by Stadler.
Ah.
This is bad.
Does it sing Strutter?
Yeah, okay, hold
All
on.
right. Factories products. Here we are. The
The
EC250, which is named the Smile,
Yeah.
Ah,
the Flirt, the GTW,
find something
Kiss?
normal.
the Regio Shuttle, the Wink,
Ew.
the Spats,
What?
I guess that's part of relationships, yeah.
the Tango, the Varioban, the Metro.
The
And
Metro.
yes, it is the
Man.
class 777 and class 555 in Georgia. Also the CQ 400 for Atlanta's new regional transport. It's fine.
This is a
they
very
all-
messed up relationship advice
Flirt,
setup.
kiss,
Yeah.
wink.
Yeah.
There you
Flirt,
go.
kiss,
Tango,
wink, Spats.
Regio.
Yeah, when's the
Uh, what else?
Stadler cock coming out?
Yeah.
the Stadler
They have
bone.
they have the Next, they have the Allegra, they have the Capricorn.
Wait, the Allegra? Oh, wait, that's allergy medicine, not a cock.
Yeah, that's
the
an allergy.
Stadler
Viagra.
oops baby.
They made the rack railway cars for
Oh, we've got the
a good
rack.
number of
Rack.
places. Yeah, the rack in the basement.
Oh my god.
I hate this company so much. I just
bad.
oh my god.
Blame the Swiss.
I toured
The-
their facility and I stepped in these things and I was just like, why are they calling
The
them this?
cum.
Yeah. But yeah, these should have the same couplers as Caltrain's Stadlers coming in. They should be compatible electronically. So if Caltrain ever needs like service expansion or the wires down to Gilroy or Salinas or Monterey aren't coming in as fast, they can use them. So, benefits all around.
Yeah, and the freight companies will be able to pick their new hydrogen locomotive up called the Stadler One Night Stand.
Yes.
The Stadler hoe.
Actually,
So-
that brings up an interesting question. Do you think a hydrogen locomotive is better than a
Sex?
battery locomotive or a diesel locomotive?
Wait,
Yes.
didn't we just
because-
go over this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
these things have a range of about, well, the 4-car units have a range of 500 miles.
Eh.
So
Not too bad.
it's not too bad
No.
compared to a battery like is 200.
And the thing is, with a battery locomotive versus with a hydrogen locomotive versus with anything that's internal combustion or external combustion or some kind of combustion versus battery electric, is the time it takes to refuel. You know,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
that's
because
why.
hydrogen is a thing.
Yeah.
Electricity is a concept.
Well, I mean, electricity is still a thing, but it takes time to charge a battery. It takes a lot less
It's
time to fill a fuel tank.
it takes a lot less time to fill a hydrogen tank or a diesel tank than it does to just at some point swap
like
out
charge a battery.
batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because like batteries wear out.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
There's no getting around it.
the solution to the quick recharge for some car companies have posited, like, I believe Tesla was the first one to say, like, oh, we'll have a station where you'll just pull in and there'll be like a crane thing that just pops the battery out of your car and puts
Yeah,
a
a
charged one
brand
in.
new battery section.
They don't even let you do that with phones anymore. Why
Yeah,
would they
I
do that
know.
on a car?
No.
Um,
So, yeah.
So, like, yeah, that's
Hydrogen
a
short
concept,
term.
but it's not really a viable one, especially on something the size of a locomotive. And that's
Mhm.
that's all well and good. Like battery locomotives, they could work in situations of like commuters, etc. But honestly, if the Long Island Railroad could say no, that they just don't work for us, I'm not sure who they're going to work for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Plus,
pretty much like a use case for like a golden use case right there is the
Yeah.
LIRR.
let me grab a picture of their diesel version of this. So, this is going to be a 3-car one, so you can actually extend one of the lengths an extra car, but that is the British Rail Class 755. As
What
you
is
see,
that?
it had that small car in the middle. That is what they quote the power pack.
Oh,
That is where on this engine they have a pair of diesel engines.
okay.
Yeah.
Now
so
for something good.
yes,
Put up
The
thing
Flirt
wires.
160.
Put up the wires.
Yeah. No, this should be called the Fox.
God damn.
but yeah, this is
I knew we were going to
that
get
up
there.
there.
I just didn't know when.
But yeah,
And then
that
we
is
have,
the 755.
The Viagra.
Yeah, this is the Extends Flirt.
Oh, you want to see the extend? Oh, let
Oh,
me
no.
get you the extend.
Oh no. What,
It's
what
so
the heck
small.
is this?
Yeah, wait.
That is a
don't you want
12-car
actual, like,
train.
concept images?
Concept images, but they're in service.
So do you have
This-
real images?
You're
This-
so
there-
pedantic.
Me?
I'm just messing with you.
It's
There.
it's long. It's big.
Wow.
Honestly,
Almost
I'm
as
kind of
big-
intimidated.
almost as long as
curve.
my redacted.
I like how they all have this like wide open mouth for the coupler.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
They're all
special passenger
screaming.
train coupler.
The
Yes.
Flirt 160
Scharfenberg.
kind of looks like the Predator. A little bit, like with like
Oh,
the
with the
things that come out of
bumpers?
his with the things that come out of its mouth.
Kinda.
And then the Flirt 200 and then the one that you sent look like they're going or something like that.
Like a fish.
Yeah. Yeah, they look like they're like trying to suck in like shrimp, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Alright.
these are. Let's move on then.
Well, I did want to say, just to sort of put a button on everything that we've covered, it's I feel like the major, hydrogen trains are a nut to crack, and hydrogen vehicles are a nut to crack, and part of it is just the energy density of hydrogen. But that's sort of an engineering issue, and once that's figured out, and people can start using them in limited numbers, you might see the infrastructure come around to use them in larger numbers. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, yeah, okay, they aren't fully electrified locomotives, which are again the end all be all. You have other problems to fix to make those the most efficient and most environmentally friendly you can be, like using different power sources and fixing up the grid to make them reliable. But hydrogen is a nice stopgap because it's, it outgasses water vapor, which is not particularly bad.
No.
And as long as you have the infrastructure set up for them, you can operate them just like diesel locomotives without a tremendous capital cost at multiple levels. So we just need
Yeah.
to make tons of hydrogen, which you can make really easily out of water.
Yeah, it's like take water from the ocean, even break off the O2 and the salt, and you have your hydrogen.
Cool. And then you
And you just
take
pump
that
the
O2
oxygen back, and
and you give it to
your two fuel
hospitals.
sources there.
Oh, or you could do that, yeah. I was just gonna say use it to put on the spaceships of people leaving Earth. But anyway, so Tyler and TJ, you guys both have similar stuff that you want to talk about, which is just sort of like a smorgasbord. I'm a little bit afraid we're getting too close to the old way this podcast used to be run, where there's a lot of just spitballing and not much discussion. But you're totally welcome to go ahead and you know fight for who's going to go first, I guess.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah,
Right, for our amusement.
fight, fight, fight.
Chicken.
What?
TJ, you want to go first?
No, you can.
Okay.
You should have gone back and forth for a while. That would have been funny.
Well,
No,
we
after
we
you.
have
No,
limited
after you.
time, so yeah. Steam
Some of us
has
have a
had
movie podcast to make after this, Ellis.
Yeah, that somebody is me, and god damn it, I'm tired.
No, I have my competitor podcast.
Oh,
to
you have
make.
your what is it called?
Speaking.
It's called the canister list.
All right,
Yeah, of course.
I'm
the
looking
film
forward.
canister
I'm looking
list.
forward to watching.
Yeah, we're reviewing
To rule the world.
movies. Go ahead, Tyler.
Okay. Well,
Please.
speaking of your competitor, your arch nemesis,
Oh god damn it!
they recently went over the with the executive director of the new Western Forest Industries Museum about the reopening of the Mount Rainier Scenic Railroad, which, as many of you know, that closed down quite a while back because of something COVID, something 416 fire litigation, something gotta send all the money to Durango.
Yeah, I mean, there was sort of they were, if I remember right, they were kind of in a bad way, and then the 416 fire happened, and it was just like, yeah, okay, we're not doing this anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, they just kind of needed to put every single piece of their pie down there.
Yeah,
And-
you are acceptable casualties.
Yeah, some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. As well, the Floridians are happy because Sugar Express, with FEC 148, they've announced more dates for this year.
So wait, what is going on with Mount Rainier now?
Oh, they're just essentially what's happened is the site has been transferred to like the city or a nonprofit
Huh.
of some sort is, I believe, the situation, and then they're gonna, whoever is now in control of it is going to try to slowly reopen. I don't know to the extent of what all they have planned, but for those that are interested, Nick Ozarek did a whole hour, half-long interview.
Who?
Yeah, no, we don't. Who?
Your
Yeah. No.
your arch
At this
nemesis.
point, I hope he
tape.
never finds out about me.
Oh, he'll find out about you eventually.
What if like 2 years from now you meet him somewhere, like by some twist of fate you meet him and he's like, hey, like
Hey, we
when
have
I
to fight.
found it, like when I
That
found
could
it
be
hard to,
arranged.
yeah, I mean that would be fun, but also, like he'd be like, oh, bombs 3, 2, 1.
I used to watch you play Locomotion. That would be so freaking
Yeah,
funny.
he was like, I remember. What if he was like, I
Oh,
watched your
God.
original locomotion video, or not locomotion, your original Geiger Mountains video, and that helped
Yeah.
inspire me to make At the Rail Yard.
I mean, that
Oh
would be
God.
incredibly awesome. I doubt that's
And
the
and then he
case,
was
but
like, but now I
yeah.
hate you when we need to fight.
Yeah, the twist ending. Here's the thing. I was standing right behind him at the WWF annual picnic, and I was just like, "Oh my god, oh my god, I'm not gonna."
Wait,
I'm
what?
gonna. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
he was there. He was in his like the Roundhouse podcast garb and everything.
And you didn't meet him?
I wasn't gonna be like, "Oh hey,
I'm the guy that talks shit about you
Yeah.
online.
Hey, I'm your mortal enemy.
I mean, in
I mean, this
seriousness,
is-
I give him props for doing what we never could. I always make jokes about, he's my nemesis or whatever, and it's because his podcast came slightly after this one. But he actually digs into the industry. He's basically always done the thing that I kind of want to do now, like that I'm just getting around to the feel of, maybe
That
this
now
would
that
be,
his is,
yeah, maybe this
now
would
that
be
his is
useful.
successful, I should do this too.
Yeah, exactly. But no, seriously, just like, hey, this could actually help me in my rareting endeavors. Previously what could you say? My goals were kind of small. My goals are not particularly lofty, and now I'm like, I can make trading cards and like sell them and do this and that and the other thing, and I don't know what the hell, like, if that ever takes off, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with myself, but I'm
Well-
preparing myself for that possibility and like to try and make that a possibility, as opposed to the Terminus podcast, which has always sort of been, this has always been sort of an F around podcast by the people for the people. I mean, we take random guests from the audience instead of the general managers of tourist railroads. It's a very different vibe.
You is like is like you give him a card pack and I just say, hey, by the way, I run this podcast, my mortal enemy.
Yeah, no, I
So-
say
so
I
just
don't
give
have
a
a
shout out.
podcast. I do not. If you've
I
ever
do-
heard me
I
on a
don't know.
podcast, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Just gaslight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dude, he was in Memphis like so months ago, and like I missed him because I was at work getting lunch,
Oh, we had
and I was so mad.
we had a piece of news about Chris eating green at the Forney Museum. Somebody,
Yeah,
like,
he's
got-
doing.
Yeah,
4,000.
someone.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
doing the Alco big boy.
Yeah,
Who could have
Any-
seen that
anyhow.
coming?
Big chungus.
back to the Alcos, I guess.
Return to
So-
Monkey.
Again, Sugar Express, they've got 2 new dates. October 1st will be the start of Harvest Train for the general public. Tickets are $148 per person. And then January, they're going to have the whole run on the South Central Florida Express Railroad. This will be a free day event, which those tickets are $400 for a free
Wow.
day package.
Although I guess for a 3-day
Yeah.
event, that's not that bad.
Yeah, and it's also, I guess this is like partially rare mileage operation as well. So then again, operations with 148 are kind of rare mileage in itself.
Yeah.
Speaking of sort of rare mileage, 2102 doing freight again.
Yeah.
That
That was
Nice.
actually
That's
was
They restored it and ran it by
yesterday
Chris's house.
or 2
Yeah.
days ago. Yeah,
There's Chris again.
again
They restored
another
it in-
loaded
in
coal
like-
train with 2102 trying to get in the hours before everything shuts down.
again.
Absolutely.
You know.
What do you mean? We're not shutting down. Everything's better. Joe Brandon fixed it.
So
Yeah,
Branson fixed it.
you know.
Yeah, totally
um,
fixed, guys.
And
Totally
speaking of everything is fixed, UP Big Boy moving
11.
5511, which had part of its valve gear saw
The
actually
class
connected
ones are
further.
melting down, and UP is doing photo ops, which is the most on-brand thing I could possibly think of.
Yeah.
Again,
Uh,
just everything is fine. Look
it's
at
like
this.
hold on.
cute
It's like the
photo.
meme of the girl posing in front of the grave.
Yeah, exactly. It is, just everything is fine. this we're doing great. We're doing good. We're doing the donation that we talked
Everything's
about.
fine. Everything's fine.
Don't
Just
don't
ignore
worry about it.
everything going on around us.
Yeah.
But speaking about everything actually being fine,
Standards.
we have to go to the digital realm for that,
Yes.
and that's
Standards.
Steve and Wes,
No.
other content creators for not Steve and Wes,
That's
he's
not Stephen West. A different Steve.
Steve Laro, which a fantastic guy. Probably not many of you have gotten a chance to talk to him, but he is a great guy. Celebrating 10 years of making content for trains by remaking the first thing he made, like big for the simulator, which is the
Standards.
Pennsylvania Railroad K4s, which
Yes.
may or may not mean that some of the Penzi fleet is getting updates.
Yes.
But
The standard locomotive of the standard railroad
It's-
of the world.
that stuff it's a great pack. I highly recommend you guys go pick it up.
How much is it?
It's I forgot. The
That's
original
about
pack
right.
actually is now freeware.
Oh.
Oh, is it?
Ooh, now that's the news.
God.
Give me
I
those
mean,
free
I mean, I
K4s.
can see
I
why
mean,
they
I
would do it.
already bought them, but give me those
It's better
free
than-
K4s.
It's better than all the DLS K4s.
Okay, so the
Yes.
K4 pack is $15.
That's
but
it.
like yeah, and you get a lot of variations. You get, a couple of the tenders that they had. You get the pre-war, post-war condition. You get the one with the funky smoke deflectors, and you get the one with
Yellow Fadiers.
I need to know if they have a selectable drumhead for the Admiral because
I'm
I don't
going
believe
to
so, but I
so real quick.
actually I'm
So
tempted
don't-
to make that.
oh man,
So
I
don't
would
dock
buy
me?
this yesterday.
I would buy this yesterday.
Yeah.
I have a few friends that did the skins up for dark green locomotive enamel.
I mean, the biggest thing is yes, green.
Oh, the Mastodons are $4.
The
Yep.
biggest thing is I can't justify any purchases for trains anymore
Yeah.
because if I can't use something on Tolbrand, I don't know why I'm getting it. And I hate that because there are so
Well,
many awesome things that I wish I could get, but it's like, why am I going to spend $15 on this when I'm not going to use it? And I could spend that $15 on like anything else.
Okay, you could still use it on Tolbrin, you just can't release the route
Yeah,
fees
but
on
I
it.
can't like use it for Tolbrand. Like I can use it on Tolbrand, but I can't use it for Tolbrand. I don't
Okay,
know if you
it has like
what.
sexy cab view.
I know it
Look.
does. I want it. But here's the thing. I don't use things on Tolbrand. Like I don't drive things on Tolbrand. The AI does that. It's not my job. I have minions for it.
I have minions.
I do.
Do they follow
Minions
your
that destroy your
instructions?
soul.
though?
Sometimes they do.
Wow.
I mean, it's more of a question of giving them the right instructions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's the issue. It's like coding. I mean, it is coding, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's coding without the benefit of any coding.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
coding, but it's like coding in Visual Basic, and your program does nothing. And also, the computer hates you.
All right.
I can code.
Speaking
in
of hatred,
Train Simulator 2022.
I'm gonna build a calculator.
Speaking of hatred, trains won't let me install the CDP.
Oof.
That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
I have no idea why it's doing this.
Well,
It should give you an error
Dean,
message.
it's because they know you're a central guy.
Shut up.
It won't go into your computer. It's not. You
No.
haven't embraced the standards.
Freaking
Anyhow,
extract this.
so for the last bit of news, I guess, and this speed round of sorts, I have a friend that found a thing on, I think it was like Craigslist or something,
What?
and it's been a little bit of a saga, and now that thing has
Hey,
been
I did the
purchased.
thing.
and that thing would be Indiana Northern Road number 4,
On Craigslist?
which
Craigslist?
it was something like
Hold on,
that.
I'm going on Craigslist.
2-foot gauge 40.
Yeah.
2-foot gauge 40.
Yeah.
2-foot gauge content. 2-foot gauge stock.
So anyhow, it looks like this locomotive was named Oliver. I don't have the Baldwin page opened up for it yet. But yeah, so for those who don't know, the American Industrial Air Society exists, and they will be slowly restoring this little cute Baldwin 040 slopeback tender locomotive
That's
that ran
adorable.
in South Bend, Indiana, which serves the Oliver Chilled Plow Works, Studebaker Automobile Company, and Wilson Brothers Shirt Factory.
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah,
this-
Studebaker. That's
This
the
little
name you don't hear
thing,
every day.
yes, it's, good cars, I guess. So, the
Man, I
idea
don't
with it
see-
is essentially to be similar to what the Gramblings are doing, have engine will travel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. The
it's-
tender locomotive for have engine will travel. That's neat.
Yeah, it's just a little larger than what some of the, what the Gramblings have, so it would be better in some regards. You could do a slightly longer run of it. You can't pull as much as like some of the Gramblings' larger engines, but
Yeah, but you could go to like bigger railroads with this one. I feel like this is more of like a road capable.
yeah,
You'd be
exactly.
able to go farther anyway.
Yeah.
hmm And they are based in. I'm trying to think exactly
No, they are based,
where.
and sentence ends there.
They should
Yeah,
go
they're
to you know where they should go for a very long period of time?
Newport.
Oh no.
Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Just steal Everett 11 back.
Please. Give it back. I mean, it's either that or...
No.
the other one.
No.
What?
No.
What is
Don't
the other
take
one?
that one
Oh,
back.
the
Daniel
yeah.
Mason.
yeah.
Don't
yeah.
take that one back.
The only other surviving locomotive
Surviving-
that ran in Rhode Island.
Yeah. I also should specify as well in regards to their plans for the locomotive. You might get a little bit of deja vu from it because their idea is to restore it to its original 1913 appearance in olive green and aluminum
Oh, no.
with kerosene style lighting.
Oh. Okay.
So it would be. It's not as trimmed out as something like Baldwin 26, but it will screen old school Baldwin, which I think very nice. It's not as represented era in preservation. You typically see a lot of stuff mainly in either like way back or as it was about the time that it ended service, primarily because a lot of people remember the stuff as it left service. It's just a little easier, but because
Yeah.
this thing is at such a case where if you look at some of the photos of it being moved or kind of rusting away, there you can tell there's not much left in in some regards. So cosmetically, it's going to be, I reckon, a pretty easy job to get it back to where it was. It's just be cute,
It is cute. I hope it goes well for them.
And okay, TJ, you got the stuff.
Yeah, speaking
got
of
the
going
stuff.
well, there's a bunch of stuff going well up here in New England, and I figured before we hit kind of the heavier topics, I didn't really realize Tyler was also doing this, so I maybe wouldn't have done this in hindsight, but I figured I'd give a little, little good little candy, little good stuff. So first of all, our favorite road, the WWF, is feeling thankful.
It's what the people want.
Because the president has received the Significant Achievement Award from the Heritage Rail Alliance.
That'd be the president of the railroad, not Joe.
No, Joe Biden
Not
did.
Joe.
We'll
get him later.
Yeah, they accepted this award, the 2022 Significant Achievement Award in Infrastructure, was awarded to the WWF for the reconstruction of the WWF to Trout Lake. Bruh.
Wait, what?
Well,
Oh,
you know
they
what? You know what? The Heritage Rail Alliance, they tried.
they must have got confused
Congratulations.
with the other thing they're trying to do.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Congratulations, yeah.
Trout
Um,
Lake.
Trout Lake,
You know
yeah.
what? There was an attempt.
Next up,
It's Trout Brook for everyone listening. That's like, what's funny here? It's Trout Brook.
Got it.
there are a few images on the Conway Scenic uh, Instagram page showing two steam locomotives being double-headed.
I
One
mean,
of
one of
them,
them
of
is not
course,
running, notably.
yeah, one of them, of course, is not under steam. But you know, soon TM.
Yeah, that other locomotive is 501, which is their consolidation. And ever since there was the change of ownership, they have sort of been they've been at least moderately vocal about wanting to restore 501. You know, it's always been like, well, 7470, and then 501's next. You know, we'll do more stuff with 501. We'll have a road engine finally, and you know, it's just been one of those things that it's been kicked around a lot, but not really any progress has been made. Part of that being because 7470 set itself on fire, and that slowed things down slightly. But yeah, they're actually bringing it into the roundhouse for an inspection, and probably the next step is to figure out what it needs to be returned to service, and then hopefully they'll be doing more stuff with steam because they'll have a road capable locomotive. They've done some excursions with 7470, and they've done at least one like up to where the balls are, and apparently it was just a disaster. So they didn't want to do that again. Taking the 060 that far was not a good idea. So, again, now that they have a bigger engine, or if they decide to go through with this, which I assume they will, because that's what they want to do, they'll have a larger engine to do more stuff with. It's very exciting.
Well, something else exciting. And my final topic. Well, I guess there's one more. The small thing. The Conway's getting a new dome, which is neat.
Cool.
But another really cool thing before I move on to the big stuff, the Flying Yankee is also returning.
Soon TM.
Soon TM, the Flying Yankee Association, which is the rekindling of another older organization that was trying to restore the Yankee into flying operation into
Fly.
operation.
It actually does fly, yeah.
Yeah, it has wings. So
Wasn't that the one that was outside the Hobo Railroad?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes, so apparently they've been in talks with the Conway Scenic, and they're looking to relocate it to a shop, I mean, and uh, looks like they want to actually run the thing. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, better than a stagnant organization that isn't doing anything, I guess. So
Yeah, it's nice to see some progress on the Flying Yankee. I know they've been working on it, but there hasn't been a lot of like public statements about it. And for those who don't know what it is, if you know what the Pioneer Zephyr is, it's that, but for the B&M. It's a neat thing. I mean, it's an old school streamliner. It'd be really cool to see it in operation, even if the Hobo Railroad is kind of isolated.
well, it sounds like, I mean, if they're in talks with the Conway Scenic,
That is true. Yeah. How do you get it there?
hopefully,
That's
yeah, they are. I mean, truck it down the Kangamangas Highway, I
oh
guess.
god, you're asking
That
for trouble.
that'd be awesome.
That would be a ridiculous
That
move.
that would be a ridiculous move, but imagine how much of a fundraiser that would be
Yeah, I mean,
if it
I
was
can
like,
just
come
imagine
watch
the
us.
entire highway being choked with foamers.
Yeah.
Um, which incidentally is why the Queen did not go by train.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
really?
Yeah, not even kidding. We have a couple
They were like,
articles on it, but I'll just
we
throw
don't
them in the
want people
cargoes.
to we don't want people to enjoy the steam locomotive. We want people to cry because the Queen.
Well, I mean, they just figured it would be a gigantic hull balloon. They didn't want to deal with that. And in fairness, they're probably right.
Yeah.
Um, because Queen mourners and foamers, that's a lot of crazy.
Hmm.
Not saying that they're all crazy, just most of them.
green morning foamers.
Queen mourning. Wait.
I
Wait.
All right. We've got to do it. I can't stall any longer. I have 41 articles on the potential strike, and really, we've only got 10 minutes left to talk about this, so I don't think we're going to dig in too much. We have dug in a lot in the past
I
already.
feel like it's such like a mainstream issue too.
Yeah,
So it's not like as big. I feel like if people are listening to this, they probably know a little bit.
yeah, I would hope so. Anyway, here's the one article that's separate because it was a little earlier. Rail companies are bringing in billions in profits. There is no reason, none, that workers should see stagnating wages, higher healthcare costs, and face unsafe conditions on the job. Um, that was a tweet from Bernie Sanders, and a video
thought you were
of,
trying to say.
I think,
Yeah,
a
better
rail
wages.
worker. Yeah, I actually hadn't looked at this video, but tweet from Sanders basically saying like the railroads make a buttload of money and they are not passing it on to the people that that work for them. You know, because labor does not contribute to profits.
Bulls.
But I mean, you can break it down as such. It's just they haven't been paying their their people as much for the or enough for the increased workload that they've taken on as PSR has kicked in and they've slimmed the workforce down. You know, an individual is expected to do more and work harder than an individual, you know, previously in the last couple of years, and the pay has not gone up to match that. It's not rocket science that when the pay goes up, people tend to stick around more, but they've been hemorrhaging workers because the pay is not enough for the really crappy conditions they're in. Between draconian uh, like time off policies and frankly, just unsafe working conditions a lot of the time. Railroads pushing for one-man crews with PTC technology that frankly barely works. Uh, and the workers don't seem like they're being compensated enough. And that's something we already knew going into this thing. But,
The gap.
Recently, a couple of weeks ago, things really started heating up with the Presidential Emergency Board giving its recommendations. A lot of railroaders saying, hey, that's not enough, even if it's what the unions are asking for. Like, the unions are asking for a certain amount. The Presidential Emergency Board offered less than that, but still more than what the railroads were offering. But the workers still don't feel like any of that, even what their unions are offering, is fair. Um, and so this strike sort of got closer and closer, and several unions did vote to strike the moment the cooling off period was over, which was the 16th. Now, notably, as you may be aware, there was not a strike. But leading up to this, railroads prepared to do lockouts. I believe Norfolk Southern actually started to institute a lockout. Some other railroads said they wouldn't do that. I believe CSX was one that said they would not institute a lockout. They started embargoing hazardous cargo. They started embargoing cargo altogether, and in fact told the shippers the railroad would shut down. NS did that. A couple days before the strike was supposed to kick in. And Amtrak started canceling trains left, right, and center. I mean, they shut down all of the long-distance trains for a couple of days. Because everyone sort of knew this strike was coming, and there was effectively nothing that could be done to stop it, because the Presidential Emergency Board had given these recommendations, the unions and companies had sort of met in the middle, and the railroad workers had said, no, that's not good enough. We're still getting railroaded over here, as it were. So, the president himself got together with Class 1 railroad heads and union heads and banged out a
And
deal.
Marty Walsh.
Hmm?
And Marty Walsh.
And Marty Walsh.
The masked man himself.
That's true. Uh, and honestly, I don't think, I'm not sure there is another moment in our lifetimes that we can think of a president so directly and completely intervening in something that was going on. I mean, when we were younger, you know, perhaps, but in our adult lives or in our grown lives, there's nothing that I can think of that compares. Very often you can talk about, oh, Joe Biden did this, Donald Trump did this, Barack Obama did this, when it's really like, yeah, they okayed bills that Congress came up with and passed, and we pin it on them, or we assign them, sort of either responsibility in a positive way or in a negative way. Um, when it's really not the president that does all the legislating. It's the legislative branch's job. But in this case, Amtrak Joe stepped up and forged an agreement, at least to stave off the strike for another couple of days.
Yeah.
And you could think, wow, that's great. I'm glad he did that. And, it's good because, yes, a strike would be an honest-to-God catastrophe. In fact, I think a rail worker in the railroading subreddit put it best. And I'm going to quote him here. He said, look, I'm in favor of voting against this contract. And this came out after this whole saga had sort of concluded. It came out that, okay, there is a tentative agreement in place, sort of asterisk. They're not going to strike right now. The contract has to go back to the workers for a vote, which staves it off just a little bit longer. And it's a better contract. It's, basically just what the unions were asking for. But the unions were asking for, some increases in healthcare and in, obviously, a substantial pay raise. But there's nothing set in stone about crew size. There's nothing set in stone about days off policy, which are two of the biggest cruxes. I mean, we've talked about high-vis on this show before. And
Yeah.
we've talked about one or two man crews on the show before. And so this contract that was hammered out by the group of people that I mentioned earlier, including the president, has to go back to the workers to be voted on. And a lot of the workers still aren't happy with it because it doesn't have those protections for the things that are most important. Like, obviously the money is important, but it doesn't matter how much you're getting paid if you never get to see your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if you die on the job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this,
To be fair to the unions, I think that at least some of them were calling for at least the day off policy, not the crew size. I hadn't heard that, but I believe that part of the thing with why it was taking so long was at least I think the Brotherhood, BLAT, was arguing for
better days off.
at least like ending high vis and a few other things.
Yeah, meanwhile, CSX came out with a new policy that is very similar to high-vis.
Yeah,
So, nobody's learning a goddamn thing, and we've talked about, the railroads have painted themselves into a corner by being beholden to the shareholders and needing to grow all the time. And the only way they could have grown at that point is to just cut down expenses so that their profit margin is bigger, and their profit margin is enormous.
Huge.
Huge, yeah. It's the most profitable industry in America.
And no, that's not a good thing,
Yeah,
to quote the New Republic.
Yeah, that was
It
another
really
article.
isn't.
It's like, these profits are not getting passed on to the people that are making the profits happen. The people that are making the profits happen are just getting screwed, and that's why they want to go on strike. And this individual says, I'm in favor of voting against this contract. I'm going to vote no, and I'm going to vote to strike. But I don't want a strike. I want a better contract. They aren't wrong about wanting to avoid a strike. Saying, because people, the workers feel like they've got screwed over by this presidential board, and not the original one, the new one, sort of railroading this agreement through, because it's still not good enough, and they're championing it as a victory, and the news articles all went out that this was a huge victory for railroad workers, and that Amtrak didn't cancel any more trains and was like, no, the trains are back, everything's fine. Those articles went out the day of this announcement. um, those fires were being put out as fast as possible, and railroad workers are still not happy. um,
Yeah.
He says, our striking at this exact moment would be worse than the housing bubble, possibly worse than the 1929 crash. I'm talking about how at least 3 major economies are in serious trouble, and a major hit would send it spiraling out of control. An actual strike would probably result in most of us being furloughed for several years, just because there wouldn't be enough traffic to keep trains running. I'm talking about Hoover Hills and soup kitchen lines kind of economic impact. But that works in our favor. We have the power and we should use it. I'm voting no on this contract. If they were scared on the 14th, they're going to be really scared when it comes back a second time. And, this sentiment is not rare among railroaders right now. They know the kind of power that they have and how important the railroads are, unlike, seemingly, the railroad companies. I mean, we know they know, obviously, but they don't act like it. They don't act like keeping the trains running is their highest priority, because frankly, it's kind of not.
It stopped being their highest priority in what, 2001?
When did Hunter Harrison die?
2019?
2018. Yeah.
19, I think it was.
And it's like, because
Too
to them the
close.
trains running is a given. Like, something will happen. Joe Biden will wake up and make things okay. He'll have one of these meetings and the trains will keep running. And the rail companies can do whatever the hell they want to get as much money as they can for their board and for their C-suite. And if that C-suite fails, you shuffle them out, you shuffle in a new group of people who are going to do the exact same thing. So this isn't over. We have 40 articles to say that we thought there was about to be a strike. Everyone freaking panicked. And then there wasn't. But it's not because the problem is solved. It's because the problem is solved for like another 2 weeks. Or as long as it takes...
asterisk.
Yeah, as
All
long as
we
it takes
did-
the unions to count their votes. And they said, we're not counting these votes until after the midterms. So we have
It's
like 3 months before the world crumbles.
Yeah.
Here's
There's
what's
a gift
happened.
for this.
Yeah.
We did
took
it, Patrick. We saved the city.
we took the bomb can and we kicked it down the road
Yeah.
and prayed that it wouldn't go off as we kicked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because I was just listening to some political folks talk about the midterms, and they were saying like pretty much literally like if the Democrats can stave off an economic collapse until before the midterms,
Yeah.
then
After.
they can then they might have a fighting chance with 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 re-election, which that's not really the point that I'm trying to bring home here, because I mean, whatever, who cares, as a train podcast, but like
Yeah.
the trains running is one of those things that keeps them from having to answer to an all-out economic collapse.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that like
Yeah, I think
it's all related.
yeah, the sort of crux of the second crux of the thing I just read is more just about, it's a message to the people who are angry about like, hey, this deal, it looks good and everyone's saying it's good, but it's not good enough. And we need to push harder, and we got shortchanged by, these people that are upset at the administration for doing what they did. And it's like, you can't, I mean, yeah, you can be upset with them, but to a point. You can't be upset with them for wanting to keep the national and, to an extent, the global economy from crashing like we have not seen in our lifetimes. It's kind of their job. And for the moment...
burn it all down. We'll be fine.
For the moment, they've staved off utter and complete catastrophe, at least for another 8 weeks or so. After that...
Okay, but at the same time, they have power to do things.
Oh, yeah.
And they are just not using that power to do things to help the workers. It's more so just save it off so that it's the next person's problem.
Yeah, no, and
Which is...
Sorry, go ahead.
it's not how we should be tackling the issue. Like in our lifetimes, when has the railroads ever been at this point where it's like they could literally make or break? So we're at such, what's the meme? It's we don't want to live through more uh major historical events.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of at the point of major historical event, and it's literally our industry that we care about,
Mm-hmm.
and we're at the point of, it's always been a cornerstone of the country. Most people haven't recognized it, but we just had 2 weeks where, the media started to really recognize that, yeah, this is important, this is thing, and now, it's just all under the rug.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
I mean, I was using the bathroom while a lot of this was being said,
Oh.
so I was listening, but I couldn't speak, obviously, unless
Mhm.
you guys wanted to hear that. But no. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's the media cycle, man. Like, it's vicious. Like, the the most emergency thing is going to be shown on the news, and then when people start to lose interest in that, then they're just going to move on.
Yeah.
And like
Mhm.
the fact that the electorate is so like tied to that media cycle is scary.
Plenty of people I talk to have no idea this is happening.
Here we are. Here we are.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
I just remembered a
it's-
question I wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
Say this happened last year without the threat of a midterm coming up. What happens then?
That's a good freaking question. I know it
Well,
adds
I
it
think-
adds such another layer to it, you know?
I think I think last year they would have still been concerned about the midterms.
Well, they also would have been concerned because of the economy trying to get it back up after COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, and next year they will be concerned with the election.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
Either way,
Because-
there's some political issue to contend with.
yeah, there's
This
always
is the problem where government and economics themselves are just coming in as two opposing forces.
Yeah.
And
But say you
know-
didn't have like say it's 2021 without COVID. I know it's a hard thing to think of because
That'd be so great,
It-
honestly.
it changed so much,
true.
but
so
say
Harambe
all
didn't
this
die.
Yeah.
all this happens 2021 without the threat of COVID trying to collapse the economy.
I mean, you could
How different do you think it goes?
oh man, it's
See, the thing is, like, COVID caused so many things. I mean, like, 2021, like, did Striketober happen? Like, did Starbucks start unionizing? Because, like, I feel like all of this, like, labor push is, like, is it, like, I feel like you could say, is all of that related to COVID, or is none of it related to COVID?
I don't know.
A
Because,
fair
like-
amount of it is like the reason why a lot of these negotiations with the unions have lasted so long is the railroads use COVID as an excuse to push it back and push it back and push it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
Mhm.
also an aspect of the Railway Labor Act, though. That's not just a COVID thing. Like, if it wasn't COVID that they were pushing it back for, it would have been something else.
Well, it would have been harder for them to, and I think
Yes,
it
but
would have
but
then
harder-
led to.
Harder does not mean they wouldn't have done it. If they
Yeah.
could do it, they would have done it.
But I think at that point then it actually kind of plays better into Horizon's hypothetical where it would have been 2 years instead of 3.
Yeah,
No,
no,
and they-
it's sorry, Tyler.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say it's tough to say, but I mean, it without COVID, the economy would be in a much less precarious position, and I feel like there would be almost less incentive for, there would be almost less incentive for government intervention because it would be, it's less of a what's the word? It's less of a precipice, you know. Now there's so many things that have just come together. I mean, yeah, the housing bubble, the post-COVID recovery, the war, just all this stuff has come together and is driving things like inflation and, generally things that are to the detriment of the economy. And it's just such a, nothing is simple, is what I'm trying to say. There are too many issues. There are too
Nothing
many
ever
things,
is
and
simple.
there are so many things that are pushing the economy to the edge. And this would be like, you know, like there's this thing teetering on the edge, and you take a 9-iron to it and just hail it off the cliff. Uh,
Go for distance.
yeah, exactly.
Drop the nuke,
Yeah. So
Yeah, do you want to fall off the cliff or do you want to base jump off the cliff?
yeah, exactly. You want to,
You want there to be no cliff left.
yeah. Adding a
Crashing
downward
this
thruster to
economy
it.
crash this economy with no survivors.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Man. I think
Hey,
with
as
that,
long as my wallet gets bigger, right?
yeah, says the
Mhm.
dividend holder until the stonks just.
Yeah.
They already started going. They already started going with the threat of the strike. The whole market just went like, ugh. Which part of that was the inflation report? I mean, most of it was the inflation
Yeah.
report, but the railroad stocks just like
They
they started
yeah, the floor
dropping.
fell out from under them for a
Yeah.
little bit. Although that did
Unsurprising.
happen like universally for a bit, but
Yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
all right, I'm gonna wrap that there.
stock show.
We're over time, and it's time for. Well, does anybody have any maintenance away? I mean, obviously, trading cards coming soon. Subscribe to the community channel. Join the Discord. Is there anything that anyone has to announce that they are doing?
No.
No. Okay. Just putting it out there. All right, so that means it's time for latest train on Amtrak, which we've got some Amtrak trains, thankfully. Thanks,
we do.
Thanks, Joe. What do we have for guesses?
Southwest Chief. Eastbound, is it?
Okay. TJ, Horizon, Tyler,
I'm gonna say westbound chief.
Westbound Chief. Okay, so we got the two chiefs.
I'm gonna go with Eastbound Builder.
Eastbound Empire Builder. All right, Tyler.
I will go with, because people took the chief, I will go with a Sunset Limited.
Westbound Sunset. Okay.
People,
let's,
people took the cheese.
Let's do the Chiefs first. So there's a eastbound Southwest Chief to Chicago. It is 11 minutes late. There's another one that's 6 minutes late. The
Not bad.
westbound Southwest Chief is an hour and 16 minutes late. Well, one of them is. The other one is on time. Kansas City. The Empire Builder, which one did you want, Horizon?
It was Eastbound.
Eastbound Builder. That would be on time.
Dang.
Yeah, I think all of them are on time, as a matter of fact. Now, one of them is 2 minutes late. Oof. That's rough. Sucks.
Well, that's acceptable.
Alright, so we got those two. I think the only one left is the Sunset, right, Tyler?
Yes.
So, which one did you want?
Westbound.
Westbound, Sunset Limited to Los Angeles. Train number 1 is 2 hours and 58 minutes late, and that is the latest train on Amtrak. Congratulations.
Ah.
Runner-up is the California Zephyr to Chicago in Reno, 2 hours and 21 minutes late. But yeah, you nailed it. Oh, sorry, there's another California Zephyr that's 2 hours and 37 minutes late. Still, latest train on Amtrak, train number 1.
I will say though, train number 1 is actually extremely late because it's been 24 years and I haven't seen it in Phoenix once. So
Yeah. Well, what you
Come on,
gotta do
guys.
is you gotta go and turn the signal yellow.
Oh yeah.
Just go
Yeah.
down there and flip that switch.
Well, no, it's already yellow. It just stays yellow.
It just
That's the
stays
problem.
yellow forever.
It's just
That's
his
the
yellow forever.
problem. That thing
It never
taunts
changes.
me.
It's just like a fixed distance signal.
It
Yeah.
is. It is quite literally
a,
because it's dark territory and it's all done by like
It's dank
Train orders.
territory.
There's a
Brandon territory.
Pacific
Dark
surf.
Brandon.
It's a surf liner that's an hour
Is
late.
that the name?
I saw some people that were taking photos on the tracks, and I wanted to call them out, but we were in the middle of a discussion. It's like, don't just stand
Oh.
in the gauge.
I saw someone walk across the switch. That was funny.
People, am I right?
Yep. Well, what can you do?
Why do I have a point?
Because I saw you go into trains.
To put in the K4s.
Yeah, shame on you. Do it afterward.
Bruh.
That means you get to go first.
Rude.
What is your turn? What is this?
The official Milwaukee Road cry for help.
What the hell is this?
Oh, wait, did you look at mine?
It's great. No,
Oh,
he looked at
no.
mine.
No.
I hate it. Alright.
I love it.
Alright, Horizon.
What's yours? Horizon?
Ah, I'm back. I had the official Milwaukee Road cry for help playing in my ears. Hmm. College sucks. Go to Vineyards.
College is sus.
Oh, you didn't get to talk about your vineyard shenanigans. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Quick synopsis of it. Just before the Terminus. Going out collecting raisins. So that's fun.
What
Okay.
the fuck?
Yeah.
PJ, what
Yeah.
the hell?
College sucks. Go do vineyards.
Go to vineyards. Okay. I would like to
Well,
say
if I had an orchard, I'd work till I'm sore. So
buy trading cards soon. TJ, what the hell?
I want to know.
I'm not clicking on this link. I'll have you know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Hey,
don't.
look, this was on TV. This is not
Oh
fake.
God! Why
This
do
is
you
real.
want that?
This is real. This was on his show. Your grandfather and your uncle saw this
Tucker.
on Tucker. Okay, the image is real. The audio is real. It's all real, and it's all because of the woke mob. All right, that's all I have to
Don't
say.
like this.
Okay. Tyler,
God,
is
Tucker
this
Carlson's
Valley
something
Railroad
else.
40?
Yes.
What is going on?
Oh no!
I
Oh
love the
no!
price tag. Look at the price tag.
What is the price?
$8,500.
How much? Oh my god!
8,500.
What was this?
They literally
painting?
What is
just-
that?
Babies?
Painting. I
They
love
Oh wow!
literally
the
There's a
locomotive.
7-day
Alright.
guarantee.
Let's just view it in my room for TV open camera on smartphone and skank. No, I'm not doing that.
Buy now, pay later with a firm. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to get a second mortgage to buy this painting.
I love how
Listen,
he was
this
like,
is
I want to.
worth- like 18 Volvos.
Oh crap!
And
I
these
need,
as well.
I need a picture of 3025 for the trading cards. I don't have one.
Oh, okay. I just
God.
noticed the tracks coming into the sky.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
he was
that.
like, he was like, I want to paint a steam locomotive coming out of a wave, surfing on a wave, and then so he just searched wave, and then he searched steam locomotive on Google Images, and then he
Okay,
painted
but-
them.
If
Yeah.
you look at some of this other guy's works, he has a bird, a tree, a woman's butt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one I can support.
There's
That
a
also-
dolphin coming out of a wall.
There are multiple butts.
He's got
There's
a
more
lot
than
of
one
women
butt.
on here.
True.
Yeah.
women are the object of a lot of art.
I mean,
This is true.
Dang,
I can understand
Unframed. That's
why.
actually, look, horniness aside, Unframed is actually a really good painting.
where is it?
Oh, yeah.
I see it.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
How quality art. I can understand
we're
why it's
You
that
can,
much.
I'm gonna leave the audience to go through these on their own. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I gotta go do something.
I'll be in my bunk.
Love you, my bunk.
All right, yeah, no, thank you to you guys for coming on. Thank you, Horizon, for being our guest. Thanks to the viewers, both of you. We love you. Wes and Steve, without you, we wouldn't have Locomotive versus Trading Cards. And thanks to Virtual Railfan for not taking us down. We'll see you all next week. And in case of emergency, call Conrail. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.